8:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, September the 10th, 2020. This is TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360 and Big J on Halloween 2020, October the 31st, on a Saturday on ESPN Plus at 7:30 Eastern. Here in the States, you're going to have the monster, Naoya Inoue, returning, defending his WBA Super and his IBF 118-pound Bantamweight titles against Jason Maloney. Now, originally, he was supposed to fight John Rio Casimero to unify 3 belts for the WBO as well, but he's fighting Duke Mika on the undercard of Charlo versus Derevianchenko and Charlo versus Rosario. Now, his manager, Sean Gibbons, has a very good relationship with both PBC and with Top Rank, if you want to know how that happened. So it looks like he didn't have, nothing was definitely in place for Inoue versus Casimero, even though it was scheduled to take place in September. I mean, in April of 2020. I'm guessing they came to some type of agreement or whatever, where maybe they may revisit it in the future if both win. But right now, as it stands, on October the 31st, Inoue is going to be taking on #1 contender. Isn't that right, Jay? Wasn't Jay, you there?
Yeah, go, mate. How you going?
Maloney was #1 contender, correct? I'm a little bit lost. I forgot the storyline a little bit, but wasn't he supposed to be the mandatory for the winner of Inoue versus Casimero?
Yes, he was, because he was originally supposed to fight
Joshua Greer.
Joshua Greer, because they were supposed to fight on April 25th in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Inoue was supposed to fight Casimero. Maloney was supposed to fight Greer, and the winner of those two respective fights would fight each other sometime down the track.
Okay, so now he's getting his shot on Halloween against the monster. So
Yeah,
So before we jump into things, let me just let everybody know what the landscape is at 118 pounds. So Northern Obali, WBC champion, is going to be taking on Nonito Donaire on Showtime. That is going to be on December the 12th. Donaire fought Inoue in his last fight in November of 2019, so it'll be 13-month layoff, mostly because of COVID, because the Obali fight was supposed to happen before. So whoever wins will likely could be #1 in line for Jason Maloney versus Inoue winner. So to move on, let's go back to the rankings. Guillermo Rigondeaux, we're not really going to count him. I don't count the WBA world belt. We're going to leave that alone, and I don't see him fighting the winner of any of these fights. Casimero, if he wins, we don't really know what he's going to do, because now Jason Maloney's fighting Inoue for the WBA and the IBF, so which means he's no longer going to be the WBO mandatory. But for some reason, WBO still has Joseph Abetko ranked and Mike Planea. Now, I'm not disrespecting Planea, but don't be surprised if you see a Zolani Tite versus Abetko to be the next mandatory. But that's further down the line, and we really don't know what's going on with Joshua Greer, as right now he is rebuilding. So where do we start, Big J?
Well, I mean, what a fantastic opportunity for Jason Maloney, and it's actually good that Australian boxing's got something really to look forward to after the last fight potentially announced. And we've got the dust has settled on Zhu Horn, and now we're moving on to bigger and better things with the Maloney twins. So it's fantastic opportunity for Jason, and I honestly think, and history is very kind to Australians in the bantamweight division, I think Jason's going to smash him. I mean,
that's your right, bro. That's your right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, history is very kind to Australian boxers in the bantamweight division, especially against Japanese. We're 2 for 2.
Yeah, so you told me that. Let's get to that. Let's get to that story. So Big J has educated me on a fighter named Lionel Rose. He, rest in peace, 42-11 with 12 KOs. Now tell us a story about him and when he won against a Japanese fighter at bantamweight 118 pounds.
Yeah, well, Lionel Rose was the first Aboriginal, meaning Indigenous Australian, fighter to win a world title. Now, he did that, I believe, in February of 1968 against a Japanese bloke called fighter called Fighting Hundra. I don't think that's his real name, but that's what they called him.
Fighting Harada.
Fighting Harada, yeah, sorry, Fighting Harada.
He goes by Masahiko Harada. That's his real name.
Yeah, everyone could just call him Fighting Harada.
Yeah.
Lionel was expected, he'll give him good competition, but he really wasn't expected to win. But Lionel beat him in a 15-round decision in 1968. So that pretty much, he was given Australian of the Year for that. They had a massive 100,000 parade for him in Melbourne when he came back from Japan to celebrate the victory, much like Jeff Horn had, only like about 5 times the size. So, and basically, Lionel Rose is pretty much one of the pioneers of Australian boxing. I can't think, I'm sure there are, but I can't think of too many world champions before Lionel Rose. I think there are. I'd have to do extensive research to find who actually won a title and when before Lionel Rose did. But if you go back in Australian history, he's one of the first notable ones to actually win a world title. So, and one of the first Australian at Bantamweight, so that I know of. So, it just, if there wasn't for Lionel, there wouldn't be a Jeff Fenech, there wouldn't be a Barry Michael, there wouldn't be a Lester Ellis, there wouldn't be a Mundine, there wouldn't be any. This guy pretty much started it all. He's, Hall of Fame, absolute legend, and God rest his soul. And he paved the way for a lot of not just boxers but athletes, and especially Aboriginal athletes to achieve what they always dreamed of. And he's an absolute pioneer of Australian sport, absolute legend of the game. So Lionel's an absolute legend of Australian boxing.
Yeah, I got the. I'm gonna watch this fight sometime this week. I got the Fighting Harada fight on the screen now.
Yeah, which leads to our next fighter, Jeff Fenech,
who we talked about last week.
We started talking about last week. Now, Jeff won his first title, IBF Bantamweight, the exact same title that Jason's going for. And this is Jason's second shot. He had to go against Emmanuel Rodriguez a couple of years ago in that
World Boxing Super Series tournament.
You come within a hair's breadth of winning that fight, but unfortunately didn't get the win. Jeff Fenech won that exact title against another Japanese gentleman. What's his name? I can't pronounce it properly.
In his seventh fight, his name is Satoshi Shingachi. He doesn't have a picture on BoxRec. He's 11-3-1. He was 11-3-1 with 8 KOs.
So Jeff beat him in his 7th pro fight, and that kicked off Jeff's career because he won 2 more titles and 2 extra divisions undefeated, and that's what kicked off Jeff Fenech's career. So that was pretty much kicked off the golden age of the 80s. So that was in 1985, I believe. It was in 1985.
April 1985.
Yeah, 1985, I think.
In the Hordern Pavilion in Sydney, Australia.
Now, I think around the same time, Lester Ellis won his super featherweight title, and that's what started the 80s golden age of Australian boxing that lasted until about the mid-90s, until Costa took over.
So, let's talk about it. How does Jason Maloney beat the monster? Now, this Inoue ain't he is a monster. And in my personal opinion, I see Jason Maloney losing via body shot. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're going to see if he has the power to keep Inoue off of him.
Well, they've said before, and I agree, that Jason Maloney is one of the most devastating punchers in Australian boxing at the moment. I mean, he loves the body rip. So one of the most devastating punches you can do is the left body rip. And
but this dude is special, bro. We gonna see.
Well, they said the same thing. They said the same thing when Lionel took on fighting. They said he wasn't gonna, he would have a good account of himself, but he should go down. But he didn't. He won. Same thing. I don't know the history of the Jeff Fenech fight, but I dare say he probably would have been given not much chance at his 7th professional fight to win a world title, and both Aussie boys come up trumps. So we're 2 for 2 against the Japanese. So history could repeat itself again. We'll be 3 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, well, also it is 2020. You never know what can happen. So let's go look at Inoue.
Inouye's been out of the ring for almost a year.
Yeah, and by the time he gets into the ring, it'll be a year. Close to a year.
Well, let's just look at his record. What's his normal gaps between fights? Because sometimes fighters, they do a year and it's
not him. Let's look at his. I have his resume up. I have his resume up right now. He is
I've got it in
19
front
and
of me. I've got him. Yeah.
he is 19
and 0.
with 16
Yeah, sorry, no, you
KOs.
go ahead.
27 years old. Last fight against Donaire when he won the World Boxing Super Series. Before that, Emmanuel Rodriguez, who also Jason Maloney had fought. Basically, Maloney and Inoue could have met in the World Boxing Super Series. Juan Carlos Payano, who's returning soon. Jamie McDonald. So basically, he usually fights, give or take, between every 5 to 7 months. So he hasn't had a real layoff since going pro. Looking like this is the longest. No, actually, he had a layoff from 2014 to 2015 1 year.
Yeah, that was almost exactly a year. I've got that in front of me. So inactivity really won't be a factor here. Maybe it may not be, but Jason only fought what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
No, 3 months ago. 3 months. Yeah, 2 and a bit months ago. So
21-1 with 18 KOs. Jason Maloney, 29 years old. Last opponents, Leonardo Baez, Dixon Flores, Good Luck, Murma, Chris Polino, and then the Manny Rodriguez fight in the World Boxing Super Series.
I mean, let's be honest here. Jason hasn't fought anyone of Inouye's caliber since he fought Emmanuel Rodriguez, and Emmanuel Rodriguez fell to Inoue. So this is going to be a real test. I mean, let's not say that Jason's definitely going to walk in there, belt the daylights out of him, go home. No, he's in for a really, really tough fight. But he can do it.
Yeah.
Of course he can do it. He's in the ring. It's like anything. It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 thing. So
it's the biggest fight of his career. If he doesn't win,
absolutely.
He goes all the way to the back of the line, especially since the winner will have 2 belts chasing a third. Like 118 pounds is a division that's looking very simple to unify in regards to becoming undisputed. Because Joel, John Rio Casimiro, he's living with his manager, Sean Gibbons, and they have a very close relationship with PBC and Top Rank. So it's looking like the winner of this fight is going to go on to fight, Casimiro, or they're going to have to fight their mandatory in Michael Das Marinas. I forgot how to pronounce his name. And then Obali and Donaire, I'm sure that especially with Donaire, that he would love a shot at Inoue again. Or, if Jason Maloney wins. So right now, this is a fight where Jason Maloney needs to put his all into it. Less than 2 months away. We're about 7 weeks away from the fight. This is the fight of his life. Because if he loses, no telling will he'll ever be able to get a sniff at a title shot again.
Well, that's exactly right. But I suppose he might have to wait another 2 years. It's been 2 years between his last title shot.
Yeah.
So... And he's 29 now. So if he doesn't get another shot for 2 years, that's 31. So this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Obviously, we know that. So almost 2 years. I mean, 20th of the 10th when he fought Emmanuel Rodriguez. So it'll be just a touch over 2 years by the time he gets his hands on Inoue. So.
Well, he looked good in his last fight, so
He did
but look at the quality of opponent. We got to factor that in. We got to factor in the quality of opponent, though. But nonetheless, he looked strong and he did what he was supposed to do.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, Jason had a lot easier trip to Vegas than what his brother did. I mean, let's not. We've already said that. Andrew had a far harder opponent than what Jason did. Let's not sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
But Jason looked strong and he did everything he needed to do. And of course he has the ability to beat this guy. I mean, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he have the ability to beat this guy? So Inoue is what's his signature punch?
Body shot, left hook to the body. Left hook to the body.
Well, left hook to the body. Okay, yep. No worries. Yeah,
it's going to be some worries, but we'll see. But listen, we gotta wrap this up though, and then what we're going to do in our next video, or one of our next videos, and it could be announced any day now, is the rematch between Andrew Moloney and Joshua Franco, which could end up on Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook sometime in mid-November, or it can end up on Loma versus Teofimo. which is middle October, about a month or so. But that means that Andrew will be in camp right now. So that's kind of unlikely. But it could likely end up on the Carol Brook card, definitely. I mean, the Terrence Crawford, Carol Brook card. So, closing thoughts, Big J, before we go?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to throw my support behind Maloney, and history's on his side. I mean, we've done it twice already. We can go for a third time, so hopefully Aussie boxing keeps up that streak. I mean, because it's been, 35 years since the last time a Bantamweight beat a Japanese guy for a world title. So it's been a little while, so we'll keep up the trend.
Yeah.
But, I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I think it'll go well into the later rounds, and I think it'll be decided. And this is not going to be a quick knockout.
And if I'm correct,
this is going to be a battle that will probably go down to a wire. I'm saying.
All right, we're gonna see, because we will, for a fight like this, we're gonna have to do a post fight video together, and we also might have a Zoom post fight press conference too. So we gonna see, and if I'm correct, the Ring Magazine title is gonna be on the line as well.
That is correct.
This is a big deal, and I hope that Jason Maloney understands this. Of course he does. He's a fighter.
He's got the management behind him. He's got Danny Green's old trainer, Angel. I can't remember his last name, but he's got the experience behind him. He's already fought for one world title. He'll know the significance of this fight. I mean, this is forget Zoo Horn. This is Australia's biggest fight of the year. Right?
Yeah.
This is the real big one. I mean, Horn Zoo wasn't even for a title. That was just a domestic fight. This has
3 of them on the line, and 2 more that can be going. That's going to be going after.
Exactly. This is the guy that Australia needs to get behind at the moment. Let's just cool our jets on the other blokes for a second, and let's just focus on the guy who's actually got a real shot at a real title. So no potential. This is real. So this is Australia needs to really get behind this bloke. He's got the opportunity to do something that hasn't been done in this country for 35 years since Jeff won his first title. So
all right, man.
I really say the boxing purists will get behind this, and the casual fans should too.
All right, so we'll see you. Of course, as we get closer to the fight, there'll be more videos and previews. Also, you're going to try to get Jason on the line, right?
I'm going to try. I have contacts who know. I know people who know people, and I'm going to put my steps in place. So.
All right. This is TstreeT Controversy with FightView 360 and Big J. Please subscribe.